Hi, my name is Dr. Laura Zipris, and I want to talk to you today about reproductive loss and infertility. When a person experiences reproductive loss, whether it be through infertility, a stillbirth, a miscarriage, they feel intense pain. They mourn what is and they mourn what could have been. Each person has their own reproductive story that begins to develop in childhood and develops throughout their lifetime. It's both the conscious and unconscious ideas and aspects of what parenthood is. And over time, what develops is a parental identity. So when a person's parental identity or story is challenged, they feel completely out of control. It's just not the way the story was supposed to go. Reproductive loss is a very personal experience, and people tend to cope with their pain quite differently. So couples often really struggle to stay together during this time. They begin to kind of disconnect and feel unable to share their grief, their pain, their anger, their fear, their guilt. And so over time, they kind of lean out as opposed to leaning in together to share the loss. Couples counseling can also help couples dealing with the infertility strains on relationships, such as sexual dysfunction or conflicts in decision making. It can also help couples navigate through the different alternative procedures and decisions that they have to make with regard to when to try a new cycle, when to move on and look at different options for family planning. The goal here is to invite the couple into a deeper connection so that they can move their way out of grief and trauma and come together towards a new future and a common goal. For individuals that are struggling with infertility or reproductive loss, they feel very out of control, and therapy can really help them through the grieving process. Another way to seek therapy, both individual and couples therapy, is group therapy. Group therapy for people dealing with reproductive trauma is an amazing process because you're surrounded by other people who are experiencing very similar stories, which is a challenge to their reproductive story. They serve as a wonderful resource for one another, and they give a great perspective because people are often in different stages in the process. Psychotherapy with infertility loss and reproductive trauma is essential for both the individual and the couple. At its base, it provides a place to voice the experience so one can really mourn and grieve. It allows for a space to integrate all the different levels of loss, and it provides a sense of control for the person over their trauma, and so they can begin to move forward. For the couple, it's essential because couples really need to work on their communication during this difficult time, and they can learn the skills and the tools so that they can begin to honor and validate each other's feelings and emotions and figure out ways to best support their partner. So what I try to do in therapy is help people understand their reproductive story, help them normalize their feelings, understand that they're not alone. I help provide psychoeducation because the medical and emotional maze of infertility can be completely daunting, particularly during this vulnerable time in a person's life. And just having the ability to voice the experience can really help a person through the grieving process.